Praise God. Kindly sit down. She forgot to tell you that I am also a grandmother. Yes, I have a grandmother of 8 children. Yes, and a mother of 5 daughters. Ranging from the youngest is 27. Who is 27 here? Anyone who is 27 here? You have not, no one is 27 here. I don't have an everybody here. You are younger than that. And of course my first is 41. Yes, and my first grandson is 15. Who is 15 here? None of you. Now, I am here this morning because I was with the family of your late sister on the morning that before the machines were removed, and I know she was one of you, and I know this is touching you very, very heavily, isn't it? And I've been told that lately a number of your colleagues, your friends here, have also listed, isn't it? So maybe some of you are asking yourselves, and who is going to be next? And we declare that there is not going to be a next from among you here. Can we make that declaration? Amen. That there is not going to be a next. And before I deal with the issues of mourning and the grief and the issues you are going through, it is important that we say that in this, our age, where you are now, sometimes we carry a lot of burdens, isn't it? From the family circles, relationships, from your work circles, from the family, where literally when you get to your age, you start parenting. Are you together? You start doing what? You start parenting. You don't have children of your own, so who do you parent? Who do you parent? Huh? You start parenting your parents. Are you together? You start doing what? You start parenting your parents instead of your parents doing what? Instead of your parents parenting you, you start seeing what dad is not doing right. You start seeing what mom is not doing right. You start seeing what your other siblings are not doing right. Because the age at which you are at an age where you feel there is a way you want things to be done, isn't it? And there is, you also want to feel unique. You want to, that's the time you want to stamp who you are. Are you together? A time when you don't want to be asked where you coming from or where you are. Unakukumbusha mama yako hiyo maswali, hiyo wakati ya kuulizwa ifanya nini? Ilipita. And therefore, why am I saying this? We also need to be aware that there are things we could do and find ourselves walking along a path that has a lot of stress. Stress management. Are you together? Stress what? How do we manage our stress? When we get annoyed with at this age, mostly you get annoyed with your parents. Remember I said you start parenting because of the many do's and the don'ts. And you are at an age where you feel you know it all, and your maswali kai padegani. Hey, it's a time when you are breaking each other's hearts. You are eyeing somebody, you have walked with her beds, then you start seeing somebody else eyeing the same person. But I'm here to tell you that person you are eyeing, that person you are calling yours. Yeah? Umeambiwa ya teacher, isn't it? And for 35 years I taught English in high school. I am now retired. But teachers, you don't get tired. Are we together? But that person you are calling yours, when she's still in her father's house, is not yours. So let it not give you. Those are the issues that really affect you people in this age. That you're calling somebody yours. And remember, you are told that mind is a possessive what? Adjective, isn't it? You start possessing what is still in the father's house. Are we together? And then the girls, you hear they are calling him. And I normally tell the youth to avoid a lot of stress. And this is what causes a lot of stress among youths of your age. That we call husband and spade, isn't it? Yes. Because it's the third time you're looking for somebody to do what? To walk down with you, isn't it? Give yourself time. And call back the person yours only when she has given to you, she has given a hand of marriage, when he has walked you down. Are we together? For as long as she's in her father's house, she has the right to say no. Even when these people are wedding you, they ask you that morning, do you take her? Do you ask that question? Yes. Do you take her? Do you take her? Which means all along, even until that morning, until that question is answered, that person is still not yours. And so can we avoid the stress? And you are at liberty to pick and to drop. To pick up. Do not own what is not yours. Do not own what is not yours. I felt I need to talk about this before we talk about grief. Are we together? Because mostly why we are here, the feeling sad and the feeling low, is also because you are sitting next to somebody who was yours but is no longer. That you are seeing and the thinking and the building castles in the air until that day you are asked, do you take her? And then you say what? I do. You have to say you do. If you have not said you do, then why are you calling the person yours? That person is still at large. That person is still, as you look around to see, hey. But when I come here and we have a lot of time, I will tell you what to look for. Not the eyes. So start seeing those eyes. It is not the it is not the legs. It is not how she looks. It is not how she walks. We look at the deeper issues than that. But I have said, to avoid a lot of stress, mental well-being. I'm here talking about mental well-being. What is this that causes you stress? Yes? So that your father tells you, it's not like, you know that girl I saw you standing with, I think I've had a few things. Daddy, what are you talking about? You saw, I know her. Are we together? This is the time we feel we know it. We know it all. Are we together? Your parents maybe have a small disagreement somewhere and you want to become the judge and you will go and tell your father that you see these days I have seen you are doing and this is not going to happen. You are telling your father this is not going to happen here and you are still in his house. You are still in this? And then what will he tell you? I'm the one in charge here. I am the one in charge where? And then you start telling him that this is not your home, it is our, which is rightfully so. It is our what? But we need to know to set boundaries. We need to know even as we work. There is always an hierarchy of authority, isn't it? Yes. Yes? But I'm talking of in terms of relationships. Do not take them too hard. Don't start saying, you see, we have courted for 1 year, we've courted for 6 months, we've courted for... I have a daughter who is 29, and she has been in a relationship. And then I tell her, Grace, I think you're taking it too far. Then she tells me, Mom, how long time is enough? What time is enough to know somebody? You will work with somebody even for 5 years, but you will never know them until they land in your very house. When you know how he wants his shirts, boots in the wardrobe, when you see whether he, at night. Because today you believe when you marry, one is supposed to serve the other, you serve each other, isn't it? Let us come now. That was a nice breaker. Yes? But I know when I talk to youths, I want to talk about that. And especially because it is causing a lot of stress. Wasichana, usikubali mtu akuite kwake na uko kwa baba yako. Utakuwa wake akikupeleka kwa nyumba yako. Kijana, do not allow any girl to own you. Do not allow any man, any girl to own you until you have been even that morning, watu wenye mlikuwa umeita harusi waende wakule mchele. If what you are looking for, girls and the young men and the young women, before you say you do, before you cross that line, because you are after that, you do what? After that, you do what? After you have said you do what? After that, you deal with it for the rest of your. So do not be in a hurry. Do not be. Na nimesema kujua mtu si kujua macho yake ni ya white and the way they wink and the way they react when they are. Some of you are cutting and you have never seen the other annoyed. Sometimes you agree to meet at 3 and go at 4 or 5 and they see how that person, how patient they can be. Are we together? You may not know anyone until you start living together. These are the issues that are affecting people, presence at work and presence at home. And I said especially at home, where now you start feeling like the young man is also having this thing here, so he's also talking like the father. Yeah? And that's the time your father will tell you to do what? To move out, because 2 men cannot live under one roof, isn't it? Yes. So now let us talk about what has happened to our sister. And not just our sister. Let us talk about grief. Let us talk about stress management. Are we together? During a moment like that, when you are told that our friend and our daughter and our sister has gone to be with the Lord, what was your reaction? You got into shock. You got into what? I want to talk about the stages of mourning. When that happened, you got into shock, and I'm told you got into that shock even before you had dealt with them. The shock of what had happened there before, isn't it? And even as you sit here, you're wondering, and who will be? Especially when somebody has not been sick, isn't it? But does one need to be sick for God to call them home? Does one need to be sick? Sometimes you hear somebody just went in their sleep, comfortably in their sleep, and they just did what? So you get into shock when you hear such news. You get into shock. Your body gets shaken. Your body gets shaken. And even as you speak, I'm sure you're still in shock. Are we together? You are still in? We have 5 stages. And during that moment of shock, how do you handle it? How do you handle yourself when you are shocked? You see, when you are saying you are shocked, it is your body that is what? It is your body that is gets depressed somehow, even here. And you are fearful. You don't know what to do next. It hits you very hard. Are we together? And then after you get from shock, you get into what we call denial. I am saying this so that you know at what stage you are. From shock you go to what? To denial. And when in denial, somebody will come and tell you, come on, you just accept that our sister has left us, and that is what has happened, and then we have to accept that she is gone, and she is gone, and gone for forever. At this stage, when you are in denial, you have not reached the stage of acceptance. You have not reached the stage of what? From getting shocked, you just drift into denial. Like now the parents will start looking for her in the house. And they hear it like they are hearing her do what? Talk. And they seem like they are sick. You know, you people have a particular space in the house where you normally sit at that, you sit here at the corner, or you sit there, you have a way of doing things. So they will be sick. The parents will be seeing that, and they're still seeing her. And the family, the siblings, those little boys, they'll be seeing if their sister is talking to them. Sometimes they feel like she's saying something, and then they realize they were in a dream or something. You go to sleep, you cannot get sleep because you cannot fathom, you cannot imagine, you cannot see how did it happen. Like this one, it was too sudden, isn't it? You know, there are deaths that prepare us. Did this one prepare us? I don't know about the previous deaths that they have been here, but there are deaths that prepare you. You find somebody is very sick, they are admitted to hospital. Somebody comes and tells you, you see, Waidimo has been admitted to hospital, and then you hear him after a week or two, you hear now you're waiting to see her improve. Instead of improving, you are told, hey, things are getting tough. She has been moved to HDU. You know that is preparing you in a way. Are we together? That's what I'm saying. There are deaths that prepare us along the journey. Then you hear now the doctors are saying there's a clot in her brain. The doctors are saying there's something in the chest. But let's wait and see. I don't know whether you've been in a situation where you ask the doctor, what do you think about this condition? And I'm going to let us wait and because at the hair, so let us wait and we continue giving the treatment as we wait to see what happens. And as we wait to see, we are told that she has moved now from HDU and has gone where? To the ICU. Is that what preparing us? Are we getting prepared? We are getting prepared in a way, isn't it? So here we are now in the ICU, and stay in the ICU maybe for a week, and then you hear there is some little progress. She has been taken back to HDU. And then while there, a complication arises, and you hear she has been taken back to the ICU. That now almost sets the roadmap. We are almost telling, if he has gone back to ICU, then this and this may happen. So even as we walk the journey with the parents or with ourselves, we are seeing something could happen anytime. And then when I see you, and after staying there for about 2 weeks, and we have already started raising money because the bill is skyrocketing, going higher and higher, going up, and we are giving the family, say now give what you can, because we don't know how long this will take. Then you hear after another 1 week, we have lost our. This one would have prepared you in a way, mentally. Are we together? You are seeing it coming, you go and see her, she's just there the way she was that morning on Sunday. You look at her, you say, hey, this one. Yeah? But you see, you can't tell. You don't want to accept, you don't want to judge. You are saying, let us wait and see. While you are waiting to see, the doctors pull off the machines. And you are told she is no more. But along the way, we have been seeing it coming. We have been seeing it. But in the case of our dear daughter, Wairimo, did we see it coming? Did we see it coming? She was not sick, isn't it? She was not in the ward. She was not in the HDU. The last time we saw her was ICU after a number of encounters with the doctor trying this, trying the other. So that's why I'm saying you remain in shock for quite some time. You remain in shock for quite, because what happened, there was no preparation along the way. And then that's why I said you will be drifting from shock to denial. From denial, you start seeing like it has not happened. You start seeing like I was hearing some youth say, no, you can't say she's gone. This one is still there. Yeah? I was seeing them say that. I mean, don't say she is. And then because the machine was doing this, but she's breathing. Others tried holding her, and I could see them trying to the body like this, doing her like this. You know, because you're in shock and you don't want to believe what you're hearing. Are we together? And the doctors have their own way. They tell you, we will let her stay there, telling the parents, we will let her stay there for some time. As you see, anything can happen, but if nothing changes, finally we shall do what? Nancy, we were told we could even go and visit her, isn't it? Just to come during the normal visiting hours. The doctors are preparing you for the ultimate. And are we together? They start telling you you can even come. You know, they're giving you hope, so that as you go home, you don't go hitting your car, you know, and knocking people and start dying yourself, so that it prepares you. Okay, we can still come back at 4. So if you are coming back to see her, she shall still be there. And then immediately some forms are signed. You find they start removing them. Because they know there is no hope. They know she's not there. So they want to come and they find the empty bed. Are you together? So when you are given that kind of preparation and you go back and you find she's not there, where will that leave you? You start saying, see, I thought we can come and visit her. Why were they telling us to come and visit her? It was a way of preparing the family. Are we together? Because when you come back and you find she is not there, you now draw the conclusion. After seeing the empty bed, everybody will start walking away one by one, isn't it? You don't ask any question because the truth, the ultimate truth is finally, the ultimate reality is already out. And then you go sit somewhere, you break, you cry, you do what, and then maybe somebody asks, can we see her in there? And then you find, I was hearing some saying, you see, she's still warm. Because we know that after death, somebody becomes cold. But you don't get cold immediately, isn't it? It's after some time. And these are the harsh realities we are dealing with, because I don't want to believe that any of you has gone beyond the shock and the denial stage. But from denial, we go to bargaining. That's why you hear your grandmother, when they hear somebody like Wairimo has gone, if the grandmother is there, she'll start saying, na huyu Mungu naye. Yani anachukua, msiangenichukua mimi. Yani mimi hata nimeshindwa na maisha, nimechoka, nataka kwenda. Kwa nini ananiacha anachukua wenye hawataki kwenda? Why couldn't he take me and leave her to live? That would be the grandmother bargaining with God. Are we together? And then the mother will start saying, God, why give me a child that at the prime, at the niche of her life, only for you to take her at that time? The father will say, and the amount of money I've paid in fees, the what I have done, but God, why did it have to be now? Why did you allow me to put into all this? Why, when we had just boarded, maybe we had fallen out, we have just fallen back, and then God, you just nip at that time? That question of why is what we call the bargaining stage. It's what we call the bargaining. You here, you could be saying now, and she was singing so well, she was doing this and that. But God, why she was in your service? Why couldn't you allow her to live longer, to serve even? To sing for you even more, isn't it? I was told she was in the praise and worship team, isn't it? Is that not so? Yes. So those members of that team will start singing like she's here with them. That as they sing here, if she used to stand here, whatever she used to do, and as you sit there, you start to now wondering, but surely God, somebody who was in your service, somebody who loved you so much, somebody who did this, but who said God does not want us when we are at our best, isn't it? For God, it doesn't have to be very old age. It doesn't have to be mid-age. It could be, you hear children are born and they go. When I was a young girl growing up, I did not know the depth of the reality of death when a child is born and they, when we were young, we used to be told, you see, the child was born and that time small children or infants, newborns were never carried home for burial. So when the mother goes and comes back without the child, unaambiwa mtoto atazikwa na hospitali, aliachwa huko. And then you'd feel, because hata hatujamuona, hata hajakuja nyumbani, hajaletwa kwa familia, hatujamuona, ni sawa kufanya nini? It's okay, and you start saying like it is okay, until I was told my first born. Until the doctors told me, Dorothy, we are taking you to theater to save your life. We cannot feel the heartbeat, so I want you to prepare you so that you don't get post-operation depression. Your child is not. And that's when I started praying, and the reality started hitting very hard. You see, when I was young, we thought it doesn't matter. The child was not even brought out of hospital. The child was, but for the mother who has been carrying that child for 9 months, for the father who has been expecting to see, it is not just another statistic. It is a child they were expecting. So that's something, the realities could be very hard. Are we together? So all this bargaining with God, why at this time? Why at their youth? We are saying it is parents who are supposed to bury their children and not the children to bury their parents. Are we together? And that is why I started by stress management. Is there anything that could be happening in our lives that we are not sharing, that we are not telling anybody about, that we are keeping to ourselves, that is digging a hole in our lives every day of our lives? Are we together? And then finally, ultimately, you hear, we have lost so and so. And that's why you are told I am a counselor. By the time I finish here, I will give you my number, so that in case you feel you are going through a journey that is complicated, that you don't know what to do, that you are mentally stressed, that you feel sick, that you feel you don't need to be in this world, please talk to me. Are we together? And when you cannot talk to me, get a confidant. Everybody in life must have a what? Confidant. Is there anyone here who doesn't have a confidant? That person they can call at midnight and they will not ask, why are you waking me up? Are you together? That person you can call at 3 a.m. and they should say, oh, okay, my dear, tell me what is happening. That person will listen to you. You must have a confidant. Sio mtu atakwambia, mimi siwezi chezewa hivyo. Hiyo sio rafiki yako. Tuko pamoja? Umwambie, unajua kuna huyu kijana, I've given it my all, and now even we are even started buying a car together. And now you see, he has decided to call it off. Na nilikuwa nimempea kama 300,000 I had taken a loan and given him. There's a teacher one morning who called me and told me that, you know what, Dorothy, I am not able to even go to work. Why? You see, that one, it was not a friend, but you people are doing it for friends. And then nimewambia mtu wako kwa mama yake sio wa? You drop that use of the possessive adjective at the mind. That person is not. Set her free. Akipata mwingine mzuri kuliko wewe, do not invest your all in it. But the reason she was crying, she told me, you know, I gave my husband 500,000. We were to buy a family car, and in these days she does not even do what? He left me in the morning. She was going to Garrett House. They were living at Safari Park. Are we together? He said, but he just left me, and she broke down and she cried. Of course, at that moment you comfort her. Are we together? At that moment you do what? But after that, you take her on a journey that you help her to understand that you need to be wiser than that. 500, then you buy a car that is there in your name. I'm not saying that you don't do joint programs or ventures, but before you do, make sure you know the person very, very well. So from bargaining, we go to anger. From bargaining, we do what? We go to anger. You start getting annoyed, like the parents once in a while, they'll get annoyed with God, they will get annoyed with the surrounding, they will get annoyed with the fact that surely, why did God give us this child only to take her, to nip her at her pride? Na unaanza tu kukasirika. That's the fourth stage of mourning. Are you together? That's the fourth stage of kukasirika. Unakasirika, unaona. That's why before you know the history of somebody, do not judge them for anything. Are we together? Because you don't know what is happening in their lives. And then finally, you know, I stood there and I was not happy with what was happening. Not happy, not because I was annoyed, but because I was seeing what was being told to these parents, and as a counselor, it was hitting me very deep. Because of what wengine walikuwa wanamwambia wewe accept it too. I am to pull her away to go and take her somewhere so that she stops listening to the issue of what? Accept. Acceptance is the final stage of mourning. The final stage of? It takes individual time. What you accept is that she has died. Are we together? That she has? The reality here is that she is no more. But that one of accepting that my daughter has gone, that my daughter is not going to be anymore, that my mom, my father, my uncle, my acceptance is the very last stage. And you could be living the four stages I've talked about when you have not reached the final stage. It takes years. My father died in 2016. But once in a while, when I go home, I see like I'll find him seated wherever I used to do what? What does that tell you? I have not accepted, isn't it? That acceptance is individually driven. It is a stage where you have no control, it just comes. Are we together? So until that time comes, until that person goes through the various stages and they reach that stage, you don't have to accept that it has happened. But even after you throw the soil and they see you have told her goodbye, you don't have to say you have done what? You have accepted, because you still keep on going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. When your body, when your mind is finally able to synthesize the reality of what happened, and you start not looking for her here when you come here, we would say that at that time, at your own time, you will have accepted the reality of what happened. And because we don't have a lot of time, may God bless you and they keep you and they give you the strength. What I'm praying for you is that God gives you the strength to go through, to handle these great loss. Are we together? And you don't have to keep worrying that this and that could happen. Yes? We make sure we obey the faith what? The faith what? The only one with a promise. The only one with? The day you find you have told your father something, you have told your mother something, because of children your age, and I know at times you can get careless. The moment your mother sings, your mother sheds tears because of you, you start reducing the days you live on this earth. It is the only commandment with that. Say it loudly, idea. Obey. You don't know what it says. Obey your father. Obey your father. So that what? So that what? You know, your father doesn't have to curse you. Your mother doesn't have to curse you. But the moment you do not obey and honor them, the moment especially honoring, the minute you tell your father something anaweka kichwa hivi, but the minute you tell your mother something amefanya hivi, uone machozi, rudi pembeleza yeye hata kama utapiga magoti. Tuko pamoja? And plead with God not to act on what you have said. I am saying this because this is very common at this stage, because with your age you start feeling that you also know it all, you have your life, na baba yako anakuambia nini. Tuko pamoja? Awe ni mlevi, awe ni nani, awe anafanya nini, awe yakukufanyia nini, he is your parent. She is your parent, and you are commanded by God to obey them. And it's the only reason that you are going to live long in this. Mungu awabariki.